Ladies and gentlemen, this RedGamingTech.com video, we're going to be taking a look at the Steam Summer Sale deals on the 17th of July and see what is worth your money and what is worth just avoiding. So first game we're going to take a look at is a Dead Island Riptide. Dead Island Riptide is of course the sequel to the original Dead Island, and is it worth the money? Well, it's a very difficult decision, really. On one hand, it is not a terrible game. It does have some inherent faults. By the way, I've done the first impressions of this, so I would encourage you guys to check it out. It's available for 50% off, which makes it £17.49, or if you're paying in US dollars, $19.99, so us Brits get rather ripped off. However, I don't think it's a particularly huge saving for anyone involved, honestly. A little bit like Devil May Cry in that respect. Obviously, it's a little bit newer. Regardless, it's not a terrible game. Combat is okay. I think the major problem I have with it is that it just doesn't do anything particularly unique or different, and it has a couple of bugs in there. It does look very pretty, however, and it does perform quite well. If you're interested in zombie survival type of games, you could do worse, but I don't think it's anything special, but obviously you could check out my video for more information. Next title, Grand Theft Auto 4. To be honest with you, there's not that much to say about GTA that hasn't been said a million times. I've got a fair idea that many of you will know what it is, and I also have the same impression that you're probably going to know whether you like it or not. As to whether the PC version is good, well, yes it is. As long as you have a beefy enough CPU, the game runs pretty damn nicely. It's also worth noting that this game does have a rather hefty appetite for graphics card memory as well. Overall, however, I cannot say anything bad about the game. It does play really good, and I would recommend you check out all of the content available for GTA. It is available for 75% off, or $4.99 if you're paying in Great British Pounds, and exactly the same if you're paying in dollars, so that would be $5. Next lot would be the Batman Arkham series. We have Arkham City, the Game of the Year edition, available for $7.49. That would be US dollars. And Arkham Asylum, available for $5 US, and you could pick up Batman Arkham City if you're in the United Kingdom for £5, which is not a terrible price. As for Asylum, it's available for $2.49, which is not too shabby, I'm sure you'll admit. As for if these games are worth picking up, it is a definite hell yes. Arkham City and Asylum have very good storylines, and in my opinion, you don't have to be a Batman fan to like them. I think they're really offset. There are a couple of slight nuances that I didn't like about the game, specifically, especially in Arkham Asylum, to do with some of the bigger boss monsters where you have to just wait for them to ram at you, then you just move out of the way, wait for them to crash into the wall, rinse, wash and repeat. But overall, it's not that you could judge a game on, it's the overall content, the quality, the voice acting, the atmosphere, and quite honestly speaking, this is one of those series that I absolutely adore. Anyway, I have of course checked this out in videos on RGT, so I'd encourage you all to check those out as well. Next title will be Tropico IV. It's available for $4.99. This is pounds if you are buying just a solo version, and if you're paying in United States dollars, well, then you are going to be looking at $5.99. I could honestly say that I've not really played this game. It does score fairly well. It has got a demo available, so it's much better just to check out the demo rather than relying on anyone's opinion anyway. For the most part, of course. By the way, Arkham City does also have a demo, but it's one of those games where I probably would say the demo doesn't really do it justice. As for Tropico, it'll give you a fair idea if you like it, but I can't honestly say if I've enjoyed it or not, because I've not really played the game. It does score fairly well, Metacritic-wise and so on, but I suppose it really depends on if you're interested in these type of games. Next up is Deus X. I have to say that I was a pretty big fan of this game when it was first released, and things haven't changed much now. You can get Human Revolution, which of course is Deus X, for $2.99, which is a pretty fantastic deal. That is US dollars. If you're paying with British pounds, that would be $2.24. In my opinion, this is an absolute fantastic piece of gaming. I would definitely recommend you pick it up. It does have a couple of issues, mostly in the way that non-lethal approaches definitely are awarded much more experience points, and I kind of don't like that because I feel it takes away some of the freedom to do whatever the Jesus you want. On the other hand, I don't have too much of a problem with it. The game does play extremely well, the story is told quite nicely. I honestly feel that the PC graphics could have been slightly improved, but it's a minor, really, on the game itself. I have to confess, I haven't actually played the original Deus X's, which I'm probably getting lynch mobs available for me as I speak. But there you have it. I did really enjoy, however, Deus X on its own merit, and I would encourage you to check it out. Next title will be a Mount and Blade. It is available in the United States for $2.49. That would, of course, be dollars. And if you are in the United Kingdom, then you can expect to pay £2. I can honestly say that I have not played this game before. It scores fairly averagely in Metacritic and so on, and unfortunately there is no demo available. I would say that you may want to check this one out heavily before you pick it up. There is the collection available as well. I honestly can say that I've never played this. It just didn't appeal to me when it was launched. Simple as that. Maybe you'll feel differently. If so, then, and this is the type of game that would typically interest you, then I would highly recommend that you go forth, my good sir, and you do some Googling or so, and so on. Next title, Evoland, is available in the United States, 50% off or $5. On the other hand, once again, if you're one of us Brits, then you'll be paying $3.49 for this. This is an absolute beauty of a game. It is one of those titles that honestly starts off extremely strangely. You are in a graphical nightmare almost if you're used to high resolution graphics and you have very, very basic attack and movement and everything else. However, things very start to open up, and it's almost like the evolution of RPGs, hence the name, and I really love this title. I did play for about, I don't know, maybe about an hour of total gameplay for you guys on a first impressions review, and you can really start seeing it. I would actually recommend, if you really want to see just how much of a difference there is in the game, you can check out the first part and then maybe, skip forward 10 minutes here and there, and then check out the second part and do the same. You can see just the difference. It's almost the equivalent of, say, watching the old school NES RPGs and then going all the way to like the Mega Drive / Genesis / SNES, all the way to like the PlayStation 1 and so on. It is really cool, and I honestly think this is one of those games that you should definitely check out. Next game would be the Ace of Spades. It's available for $2.49 if you're paying in US dollars, or $1.74 if you're paying in Great British Pounds. Much like a couple of other titles I've mentioned today, I've just had no interest in playing this game. I have absolutely no idea what it's like. Judging from reviews and Metacritics, I'm going to probably say that I'm lucky I didn't have much of an interest in this game. Whether you want to pick this one up, leave down to you. And admittedly, it's not very expensive, that's the thing, and you can justify that if you want. However, there's some fantastic deals on today. So in my opinion, unless you've specifically played this game, I would give it a miss. Next title would be Fallen Enchantress of Legendary Heroes. It could be yours for 66% off, or $13.59 if you are paying in US dollars, or £10.19 if you're paying in Great British Pounds. It scores extremely well. I have played this a little bit, and it's basically a standalone expansion, so you don't need the original Fallen Enchantress to continue playing this title. I have played it a little bit myself, and I honestly can't tell you that much apart from that it is pretty damn in-depth. I can, however, tell you that from reviews and so on, it does do pretty well. This is going to be one of those titles that if you enjoy strategy with some depth, and especially if you enjoy the more traditional Dungeons and Dragons type of strategy, you're really going to enjoy it. I actually quite liked the little bit I played. I just honestly couldn't get into it enough in terms of time. I just found that I was playing it in a time where I just didn't have that much time to enjoy it. So just bear that in mind. Next title that we're going to be taking a look at, without a question, in my mind, definitely worth picking up, Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition. It is available if you're in the United States for 75% off. That would make it $7.49. If you are in the United Kingdom, it's available for £5. I will first of all warn you two things. One, the PC version does have a couple of bugs in it. Supposedly, most of them have been fixed, and so good. There are some still resolution issues I've heard, but I have heard that they've improved, and there are some user mods if not. But then we get to the main warning. First of all, this game, forget it if you don't have a controller. I just mean physically forget it. I actually did a first impressions on this on keyboard and mouse for PC, and it was honestly an awful video, simply because I tried to play it on a keyboard and mouse. It was abysmal. It was just not good. And so I would highly encourage you to play with the controller. Next thing I'll warn you is this game is not forgiving. You will die. It is that simple. You will die in this game a lot. If you are one of those players that likes to win, if you are like one of those players that just wants an easy story, don't even think about picking this game up. Just forget it. If, on the other hand, you are one of those players that really like a challenge, if you really like an in-depth, punishing, grueling experience, if you're a masochist and you want yourself to scream in rage, pick this game up. And I know that might sound counterintuitive, but honestly speaking, this is a really good gaming experience, and I'd really recommend it. It just have a ridiculously steep difficulty, but that is part of the game and what makes it good and challenging and fun and sweet and awesome. Right, I'm just going to give a couple of quick flash deals right now. My own personal thoughts. You guys might disagree with them. These are my own personal thoughts. First of all, Community Choice is available. I just want to give this one a shout out because it's, well, The Walking Dead. My goodness, an absolutely fantastic game. It's 75% off right now. That's $6.24 if you're paying in US dollars, or $5.24 if you're paying in Great British pounds. I just want to give this one a huge shout out. It's really good, and I think everyone should check it out at some point or another. I did not like Lord of the Rings, the Lego title. It is available on Flash right now. Personally, I really didn't like it. I've never really liked the Lego games. I think they're either too easy or too frustrating or too basic. My personal opinion, I know they do have a huge fan base. As for War of the Roses, I just couldn't get into it either. Gunpoint I haven't played, however, I would highly recommend everyone and their mother pick up Left 4 Dead 2 because this is one of those titles that is absolutely fun. Anyway guys, I've done this video a lot snappier than previously. I normally make them a lot longer, but some of you guys were saying, oh, well, actually, we'd like the video just a bit shorter and snappier. So, let me know what you think. You can actually just comment on the video, and I will get one of my, minions to take a look at the comments, or I'll simply, if you guys could post on Facebook, that would be also another really good option as well. That would be facebook.com/redgamingtech. And so, hopefully you guys have found the video helpful. I will see you soon. Take care and bye for now.